Welcome back to another episode of In the Bible. And as I'm going to say, we're going to have always something that pertains to our life. So today I thought I would talk about bad habits in the Bible. Now, we all are familiar with bad habits, and probably a lot of us have a grocery list of bad habits that we'd just love to get rid of. So my big advice, of course, is just to get rid of one at a time. So think of a habit that you might have that you want to get rid of out of your life, something that's annoying. Your life would be so much better if you could just get rid of this one bad habit. So let's take a look at the Bible and see how, because it can give us great advice on how to deal with bad habits. So we're going to go to the first couple of verses of Genesis, which is the first words of the Bible. And this is the most powerful words because they're right at the very beginning. So obviously you want to put the most important message of the Bible right at the very beginning. And so that's where we want to go today. And in the beginning, God saw that the world was in darkness, and so that God created light. That's it. That's how you deal with bad habits. That's how you get bad things out of your life. You do exactly what God just did in the first couple of verses of the Bible. And that is what God did, is he took something that was bad, something that was negative, and he didn't just fight it. He didn't just hate it. He didn't just destroy it. What he did is he replaced it. He replaced it with something much better. He replaced it with his opposite. So he didn't like the darkness. So what do? You don't have to fight the darkness. Just go over and turn the light switch on. So that's how we deal with bad habits. So the Bible tells us that the best way to deal with anything that we're going through is don't fight it. Because a lot of us aren't that strong to fight anyway. A lot of us are not good at fighting. Replace it with something better. Now remember, God gave us a lot of good things in the world. He gave us culinary arts and foods and gardening. There's you can learn a language. There's beautiful. There's history and the solar system, and there's so many things we could explore. And there's exercise. We can go on and on of all the good things that we can use to replace the bad things that are in our life. That's why God gave us so many good things in creation, those things to replace the bad things. So that's the message of the first chapter of Genesis, the first chapter of the whole Bible. So let's take, for instance, something. Let's say we want to get rid of swearing. Sometimes we have a bad habit of swearing. Now, personally, I never swear. I just don't swear. Now, the reason why I don't swear isn't just because I'm a really nice guy and I'm holy and all that. I wish that was true. But I don't swear because I like my sentences to have lots of information in it. And so I'll give you an example. So one time I was fishing with Dad, and there was a couple of guys that were near us, and they were talking about a boat. And almost every out of the word that came out of their mouth was one of these bombs. So it was a word bomb. They bleep in this and a bleep in that. So they're talking about this boat, right? So they say the bleeping boat. Well, that doesn't tell me anything about the boat. It says nothing. Is it a small boat? Is it a big boat? Maybe a sailboat. Or was it a tugboat, an inboard, an outboard motorboat? Is it an expensive boat? Is it a rowboat? That's, I feel like giving the guys a grammar book and say, check the chapter out on adjectives, expand your vocabulary. It's not the bleeping message. How about this? The surreptitious message. Much better than the word bombs. So what you want to do is you want to replace it with something better. And so that so my sentences, I hope, are nice and they communicate and give lots of information. If your sentences have just word bombs all the time, it doesn't give you any information at all. So it's easy to take habits that we have that are bad, and when we think of, well, I can replace it with something better, and that's the idea of the Bible, and that's how we can work with the Bible as in part of helping us to make things a lot easier for us. Take, for instance, the internet. Just replace it with something better. If you're spending too much time on it, or you feel like, gee, I'm wasting a lot of time in the day, and learn a language, get a hobby, exercise. I mean, imagine 15 minutes a day. You do sit-ups for 15 minutes a day. You have a six-pack. Instead, you're watching the internet during those 15 minutes. So replace it with something better, something that'll make you feel good about yourself, and that's really the advice of the Bible. So thank you for joining me. Bad habits in the Bible. And so check it out. I'll have lots of other interesting topics to talk about and how the Bible can help us to make our lives a little bit better and a little bit easier.